Hello. While running, the name Gary Cardinez popped into my head. Who is Gary Cardinez?
A former photojournalist. People see me as a photographer, but I have been a photojournalist for quite some time. A few people don't know. This thing started way back in the 70s in music. I started playing music in 1972. I started doing photography in 1972. So these two things coincided from the beginning. I was a DJ for 14 years, and that's why I entered journalism into entertainment because I had that background in music.
What instrument did you play?
That is the story. I was a DJ, a disc jockey, so I listened to all the music in the world. I started playing guitar, but I found I didn't want to play an instrument. I wanted to be doing this thing here, going out there, listening to different music, listening to world music. I wanted to hear everybody's music. I started listening to Fausto Papetti, Scannon, because that's what my father used to listen to. The early Sparrow, the early Kitchener. So it was well gone. In the 70s, when I became a DJ, it was listening to soul, R&B, pop, rock, thanks to Glenn Buffett from New York. He was DJ Ike Incorporated at that time, and that's where I started in the 70s. So I have a background on music. Then I decided to do journalism, the photography part. I learned in school. Two teachers decided we have to get them out of that mold. Let's give them something to do. They introduced photography in school. I led the photography club for a couple of years as well. And I had a passion for it just like I had a passion for music. That is why you find me being a photojournalist for the last 50 years.
Gary Cardinez, we know, is both a DJ and a photojournalist. How does your role as a photographer help preserve and promote our culture?
I have millions of pictures, personal pictures, my pictures, not pictures that belong to any news house. And I've always believed in we having records. Now we live in a world of data. To find anything in China, is have to be scrambling because we never recorded anything. I can tell you I have mine recorded, all mine. So many a times people still call me, could I get a picture of so on? Because they know I have it. It is recorded. I like to write on everything. I always have a little book in my pocket. Although we have photo record, I still write it. Because the photo fall and mash up, I still have it. Marshall Montano I think his first book it was Come Dig It. I presented them with all the pictures in that one. I was so involved in the culture thing that they wanted pictures and I gave them. The last one I did was a couple of years ago with Stalin, the man and his music. 95% of the pictures in that book belongs to Gary Cardinez. And there's a plan for another book. In the meantime, there is also a plan for several exhibitions. That is on the drawing board right now. And that is how I'm preserving because all I'm going to show you is our artists live, or artists singing on stage, or artists off stage, whatever they do when I am around and I capture, that is what you're going to be seeing.
Yeah, is there any place in the country, a library or anywhere, that people could go and get access to old photographs of our traditional artists and so on? Does that
I
exist?
know you have the National Archive. I visit them a couple of times and it is not what we want. I think they started digitalizing it now, which would be good. I don't think there's a place. We have a national museum. We can look at that. I think there's somebody else doing something, but nothing that we could say, hey, I'm going in there and I'm looking for history from 1950. You still have to go and look for pictures. So I don't know about any. There are few people like myself who have their own. Don't get that wrong. And have people out here with all these pictures. So for 30 years I've been doing them. So you know how much pictures I have. In the early days I wasn't doing it. I left it with the newspaper that I was working with. But when I found myself, I said, Karina, these are your pictures. You have to have your own library. And that is what is happening with me. I have my own library.
So, Gary, tell me, how do you organize it?
Year, month, day. I want that picture when I mean, what year that was? Because I store most of the pictures monthly from all those years. I still remember exactly where I shoot those pictures. Imagine that. And I don't know if that's photographic memory or what, but I had a passion for the job. And it wasn't a job to me. It was, hey, I have a passion and I'm going to do it. I have pictures of David and Tugsy Sharp. When I went to interview them, 86, it was an assignment. It was not an interview. The assignment to shoot pictures. Now study people wrote down. Go down. I need David Ola. You know, when you're a groupie, I was a David Ola groupie in the beginning because I just liked the person. I have pictures of myself and Glenn Mugdisap and David Ola from 1986 still in my diary. I watch it almost every day because these are the people who inspired me to dive into this culture thing more and more. Glenn Mugdisap and David Ola. He likes to be by himself because he's always thinking. He will be in a show, stand up by himself, and that's where he lyrics for the next song. So that is what it is. You need to be what you like and just be yourself.
Let's just talk a little about the culture of our country. What makes a cultural show successful?
Firstly, is let's start with the finance. You have to have money to put on a show. And you have to market your show properly. But if you don't market that show properly, nobody can comment. Money starts everything in Trinidad and Tobago. When people walk out the show, they must talk about the show. They must remember certain parts of the show because you manage that show, the performances, and that is what makes it successful. You're not just putting on a show, which is what happens in our calypso tents, and that's why they die. Honestly, you cannot go and put on 27 people to sing on a night. That does not make sense. That's a 5 hour show. Package a 3 hour show and sell it. But
Yes.
in choosing your top performers, I noticed what we don't do is pull along two smaller ones, two younger ones. They will open for me. And while we remember the top performers, we'll also remember who opened for him. And that is what I don't see that enough. I never saw it enough while I was doing it. I still are not seeing it enough because we concentrate on the top performers only. You know how many records are recorded in Trinidad every year? It's almost 1,000 songs. How many do we hear on the radio? How many do we hear? If we hear 25, we're lucky. What happened to the other? God knows, 900, and what happened to them? To the dustbin. Trinidad is the only place I think that do that. Manufacture so much music, choose 25 and forget the rest. Because when you listen to a radio station, you hear the same thing over and over. Why can't we have a show with newcomers? I think people will love to see that. A show with newcomers, you have a top artist as a guest. So you're still getting on taste of your top artist, but you're seeing what is coming, the future. Look what's happening today. He is ruling Trinidad and Tobago. This person they call Young Brother. He was singing songs that we didn't want to hear. Three-quarter Trinidad didn't want to hear because they call it shitty bad, Zessa music. The lyrics work. Look what happened this year. Clean lyrics, same whining. If you listen to the song carefully, the woman really whining. But his lyrics, the lyrics he's singing, is not true about the woman. Take it easy, I go do the work. Simple, but that goes to the writers. Huh?
Yeah.
And the world has accepted the Trinidad and Zest music that we were refusing 5 months ago. All he needed was a little guidance. I think he has it now. There's a management team. He is ruling the carnival because you have to be on the ground. He is a new artist ruling Trinidad and Tobago carnival. But still, the media is not focusing on him so much because we still have the big stars that we need to put out there. When you hear this young man who entered Calypso now, from Trinidad Zest to Calypso and Soca, the world is singing his song. Something good happened there. There are others out there that we need to groove, and the only way to do it is put them in a show. They don't have performance spaces. So you need to put these young guys in a show. Let us see what they can do. So we will now know how to guide them properly. And that's why I like Kaji. He gives these youth such opportunities that you can't believe. That space is theirs. Anything they want, he will do. He will guide you. And we don't have enough spaces like that in Trinidad and Tobago.
Talking about performance spaces, but people will say we have Queen's Hall, we have Napa. What else do we need?
Actually, different things. Queen's Hall, yes, Etienne Charles sold out Queen's Hall. Who is Etienne Charles? An international art. Three Canal will sell out Queen's Hall. Why? They have been around for long. There's a movement behind them. We are talking about all these young people. UTT are putting them out like machine every single year. We have all these artists, young people. Where do they perform? How do we hear them? By the street corner? Not even a bar. They have no place to show off their talent. When you go down the avenue, there's even such a bar, playing loud music, people out on the pavement. How much artists getting an opportunity on the strip that you want to make an entertainment strip? How many artists getting an opportunity to perform somewhere along?
So, if you were in charge of culture, what would you do?
Okay, we starting at the top. So that is the people with the money, government. They have to put money in the business. It's a business. And when they give us the $67 million for the three organizations, they feel they give me plenty money. But the end result of that $67 million, 10 years ago, News and them was talking about the research they did, and it was $1 billion. So they not invested in just handing it out. When you're giving me money, let us have a structure, have systems in place. We don't even have a review of Carnival anymore, a symposium on Carnival. We don't have them. We just do it, we play it, and we go. But coming back to the question, let's start in school. You don't teach wirebedding in school anymore. We're still trying to put fun on the curriculum. So that's where we have to start. And keep moving up. Who's making all the money in Carnival?
The band leaders?
Do they bend wire?
No, they don't. They import their costumes.
Okay, we are losing the culture to that made in China story. And people going for it because everybody wants instant gratification. Abana 5,000 people, all of them can say, nobody could say, well, hey, that was mine. You know how long it takes us to build this so and so? We've lost that. I think I would want to bring that back. And it's one place to start in school. Head promoters, government, artists, government fighting for the piece of the pie, but they get it because it's coming back to them. Artists fighting one another for a piece of the pie because the more I do, the more I get. Promoters trying all kinds of some of the parties watered or I stopped going to parties actually. I was so pleased to see CIC stage this year. That was a production. That's why people will go to something like that. You've seen what you get in, and you've seen improvement from the flour mills and the wasser that made Carnival. Thanks to Budgie, carry it. We carry it, don't go have it. We ain't making any money anymore because them fellas have it. And listen to the lyrics in Bungie's song, carry it. Yeah, nothing to do with road match for me. Is to tell me I used to put on my sneakers and go wasser, and we used to carry the fit. We then used to dress up in all the fancy urban things. Carnival is an industry that billions of dollars. Billions. I'm not talking millions, I'm talking billions because we have so much variety in that.
What can we learn from the top artists to improve our whole culture?
Management.
Mm.
Management. Very few artists have management. The top ones have a circle around them that takes care of their business. I like more family than anything else because I have a family band. And they keep things so tight that it's only one thing can happen. We could only be successful because you're starting with an advantage. That family, we ain't going to quarrel among ourselves. Right? Montano, since he was 8 years, too young to soca, lovely. He has a machinery behind him that is well oiled. It is well oiled, starting with his mom who was his manager from day one. He has a machine. And that is what we had to learn from these top athletes. Some of them give back in public, some give quietly. I'm glad to know that. I think last time Marcel donated the first prize for showing in Lever's 10. This is what I'm talking about. They give back. But we need to learn from them. Management one, and be passionate about what you do. It's not a job, it's a profession. If you're passionate about it, you will love every minute in it. If you're a singer, sing to the best, sing to your best. If you're a guitarist, play guitar to the best of your ability. Professionalism, along with our management, everything will be all right.
We need passion and we
Passion,
need some
profession.
venues. Mhm.
Because if you don't have the venue for them to perform in, it ain't making no sense. And
Yes.
as when you tell me we have Sapa and we have pizza, listen, not everybody can pull that. So the smaller venues, if a young artist come out and he sell 300, he good because he never had that before. After 2, 3 years of that, he can look at pizza and Napa and Sapa. So you see, there will be progress. He will not be stagnated.
So, Gary, as we come to an end of this discussion, tell me, what would you like our listeners to take away from this conversation?
One, passion for whatever you do. It doesn't matter to manage your time properly. Time management is almost everything. You must be able to manage your time and be a professional about it. Thank God to be alive. Pray for what you want and you will get it. Visions, goals, set them and you will achieve them. That's all I want people to know. As small as it might be, go after your goal. Go after your goal. You will achieve it. With the help of others too. No man is an island.
As we come to an end of this program, the name Gary Cardinez popped into my head. He's a photographer and an event planner, and he has commented on some of the things we need to do to make our industry successful. Thank you very much, Gary.
Take care.